Could I be more excited? No, I cannot, because today we're trying out my first ever Revv amplifier, the Generator 120 Mark III Revision B, and it's gonna be epic. Let's start right away with a heavy demo through the purple channel. Check it out. That sounded amazing. So that was my Schecter E1 Apocalypse Red Rain with the Schecter USA Apocalypse pickup in the bridge position through the purple channel of the generator. And by the way, for all the full demos in this video, I'm using the RedSeven Amplification Amp Central reactive load as per usual and various OwnHammer IRs. But later in the video, I will also try the built-in 2-notes load. So stay tuned, we have a lot of cool stuff coming in this video. So I've never tried a Revv amplifier before, so I was very excited to try this out. And the wonderful folks from Revv were kind enough to send me this amplifier, so thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And so this is the newest version of the Generator 120. So this is the Mark III Revision B, which came after the 10th anniversary edition, I believe. Now, when you order an amp from Revv, you can choose the colors and stuff. Choose the colors of the front, the colors of the controls and the Tolex and stuff. And of course, I went with pink because it looks awesome and so metal. But yeah, I really love the look of this amplifier a lot. So obviously I'm naming this amplifier Barbie, which will trigger some of you, I'm sure. I mean, with the unboxing video, the color of the amplifier alone already triggered some people. So there's that, but get a life. But yeah, I think it looks absolutely killer and it will certainly stand out in my collection as it's the only pink amplifier that I have. Okay, so this amp does a lot of things and I'm going to explain the amplifier to you as we go along. So it's basically a 4-channel amplifier with a bunch of tonal shaping features. 120 watts, of course, and this version, if I'm correct, has EL34s in the power section. Now this cool Revv logo on the front lets you know which channel you're on by displaying a certain color. And for the clean channel, so channel 1, that's blue. And the clean channel has a 3-band EQ, treble, mids, and bass, as do all the other channels. And it also has a level control, but no dedicated gain control. Now the clean and the crunch channels both share a bright switch, which you can use to brighten up the tone, obviously. And when you press the channel select knob again, you get to the wide mode, which basically boosts all the frequencies for a more bold sound. And of course, in the master section over here, we also have a presence and depth control, as well as a switch to enable the reverb and a switch to enable the gate. And the gate threshold is on the back of the amplifier, as well as the reverb level. And the amplifier also has 2 selectable master volume controls. And we also have some controls over here that you can use to select the cabinet of the internal load, as well as a level control for the internal load, or for your headphones, because this amplifier also has a headphones out, so that's rad. Okay, so let's try a clean tone with my Schecter E1 SLS Elite with the Fishman Fluence modern pickups in it on the neck pickup, which is my favorite pickup for clean tones these days. I'm going to turn the reverb on, and for the clean channel, I'm going to set the wide mode to off and the bright switch on. Okay, let's take a listen. Check it out. Cool, nice clean tone for sure. So that's a pretty bold and fat and sort of warm sounding clean with a bunch of fatness in the mids, very round. I like it a lot. And it does have a little bit of grit going on, at least with pickups that I'm using in the guitar that I'm using. So if you want to get a really clean tone, you might have to use low output pickups or just lower the volume on your guitar. I do think that it's kind of odd that there is a gain control missing from this channel because it would have been handy, but I like the tones that I'm getting nonetheless, because I don't mind a little bit of saturation on my clean channels. And the reverb is nice too. I like how that sounds. Okay, now let's go to channel 2, which is the green channel, and that's the crunch channel basically, or your dad rock channel. And of course, this channel also has a 3-band EQ, a level control, and this channel does have a gain control. And of course, you can also access the bright switch with this channel for a bit more string definition and clarity, which is what I'm going to use in my next clip. And also note that this channel, along with the other 2 channels over here, has 3 different levels of gain. So by pressing the channel switch, you go from the LED off to the blue and to the red gain level. So that increases the gain basically. I'm going to use it at blue for the next clip, for which I'll be using my Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s with the Duncan JB in the bridge for some sort of nice middle of the road crunch tones. All right, let's check it out. Enjoy. Great, that sounded nice, fat, but also clear. So the bright switch really helps with the string definition, so that's great. Now let's move on to heavier levels of gain, and let's go to the purple channel, which is a very tight channel, great for rhythm tones. And you also heard that channel in the intro, of course. Now let's try some heavy rock, some modern rock, with my Gibson Les Paul Custom, with the blue aggression mode, because with these two channels, so the purple and the red channels, they are called aggression modes. And you also have an LED off mode, the blue and the red. And I seem to prefer the blue mode because it's just a sweet spot in terms of the amount of gain that you get. And by the way, in addition to the 3-band EQ level and gain controls, you also have 3 switches over here that you can use to fine-tune the tone. So we have a bright switch, and that controls the treble frequencies. We have a cut switch, and that boosts the mid frequencies, and also a fat switch, and that boosts the lower frequencies for more bottom end. And for this clip, I'm going to use the bright switch for a bit more clarity. And from now on, for all the heavy demos, I will also leave the gate on. Take a listen. Really nice. So this amplifier sounds so rich and fat and bold. Those are basically the 3 terms that keep coming up in my head when I'm listening to this amplifier. It just sits in the mix really well, but it's also a joy to play when you're playing by yourself. It's just an amp that's very fun to play. Now, just as in the intro, let's try some metal, 6-string metal with a passive pickup again. This time I'm going to use my LTD NW44 guitar with the bare knuckle aftermath pickup in it. And let's try that with the red channel now. So let's move to the red channel, again with the blue aggression mode. And just as in the intro, I'm going to put the bright and cut switches on, which basically gives you the most aggressive, tight, and focused tone, in my opinion. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out right now. really nice. So that's very thick indeed. So the red channel has a bit more thickness going on than the purple channel. So the purple channel is a bit more tight and the red channel is a bit more thick and a bit more loose, kind of like a rectifier or soldano, but doing its own thing. Okay, now I want to try this same channel with similar settings, but this time with a guitar with an active pickup. So let's try my LTD Phoenix Black Metal with the Fishman Influence Modern pickup in it on the active voicing. Let's check it out. Awesome. So the cuts that pickup has and the tightness, that works really well with the fatness of this channel. So it complements it really well. And I found that tone very satisfying. Now I want to go lower with a baritone, my PRS Mike Mushok baritone to be precise, which has the DiMarzio deactivator pickup in the bridge. And for that, I'm going to go back to the purple channel, again with the blue aggression mode and with the bright and cut switches on, because that's just basically the setting that I prefer for my personal tones. And that guitar is tuned to drop A flat, by the way. Okay, let's take a listen. Awesome, that sounded absolutely huge. Now I want to try one more guitar, and I want to try an 8-string, my ESP LTD SC608B Stephen Carpenter model, tuned to drop E with the Fishman Steph pickups on the active voicing of the bridge pickup, again through the purple channel with similar settings as the previous clip. Okay, let's see how well this amplifier handles the really low stuff. Check it out. sick! So that guitar also sounds amazing through this amplifier. Plenty of fatness, again, richness, but also tight. So yeah, really cool. So this amplifier definitely sounds unique in my opinion. It sounds like nothing else that I have, so I really like that about it. So as I said, the amplifier also has a built-in load with a stereo XLR out. And I believe that the load itself is similar to the 2-Notes Capture X. And with this virtual cabinets control over here, you can choose between 6 loaded cabinets that you can load into the reactive load. And I believe that you can also hook it up to your computer or with Bluetooth to load in other impulse responses and stuff. So that's really cool. You can even use this amplifier without a cabinet connected. So that's awesome. Silent recording is a really useful feature these days. And there's a switch for that on the back to turn off the speaker out. But I believe that when you unplug your speaker cable, the amp automatically goes to the reactive load. So that's cool. So I'm just going to loop some riffs that I recorded with my Gibson Les Paul Custom and then tweak and dial in all the controls. And this time I'm just going to connect the XLR outs in stereo to my computer. So that's taking care of the cabinet simulation. Let's start with channel 1, so the clean channel, and just check out all the controls and stuff. Check it out. Wonderful. Now let's move to channel 2, so the crunch channel, with the same guitar, and see how all those controls sound. Check it out. Awesome. And now finally, let's do the same thing with the purple and the red channels for more high gain tones. And we're going to try all the switches and stuff. And while we're at it, we're also going to compare the channels a little bit and see how they compare tonally. All right, enjoy. Very cool. So all the EQ controls are very powerful, as well as all the switches. So with this amplifier, you can really go in and fine tune the tone to your liking so that it works with your guitar, your tuning, your style and whatnot. So this thing can do anything basically. Really cool. And the fact that you can hook it up to your computer directly with the 2-notes captor built in is really nice as well. So if you just want to own a really good tube amplifier but don't want to crank it through a real cabinet, just get this thing and hook it up to your computer. Now on the back of the amp, we also have the effects loop, the gate threshold, and the reverb controls, and the stereo XLR outs. There's also MIDI and all that good stuff. There's even a wattage selector that lets you turn the amp down to 1 watt. And the amplifier also came with this very cool foot switch, as well as a dust cover, by the way, so that's a nice touch. And with this foot switch, what you can basically do is either use it as your standard foot switch, so select the channels with these switches, as well as the aggression modes. But you can also use this to program presets, so it allows you to go a little bit deeper. I haven't tried that myself, but I always like it when amplifiers like this offer a feature like that. So you can store various settings to each switch basically. So that's the Revv Generator 120 Mark III Revision B. I love this amplifier a lot, and I love it even more because of the fact that it's pink. You can get so many great tones out of this amplifier with all the controls and the switches, and of course the built-in load is awesome. The reverb is nice too, the gate is great. My only gripe or thing that I would improve personally is the fact that channel 1 does not have a dedicated gain control, but that's the only thing. I love everything about this thing. So thanks again so much to the folks over at Revv for making this happen for Sonic Drive Studio. Really appreciate it. And of course, I'll put a link to their website in the description below. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it useful. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this amplifier, and also please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as that really helps the channel out. And of course, you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers!